Thank you, Member for Corcher. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I support these amendments to the Liquor Act as we need our police to have better powers to deal with public drinking, which can often lead to crime. It was clear when door knocking before the August election that crime was a major issue, but closely behind that was antisocial behaviour that stems from large consumptions of alcohol and causing a nuisance to people in or within the vicinity of a public place. When a person is causing an inconvenience or annoyance to the community, then this is not acceptable. It has now got to a point where harm to the community is occurring on a regular basis. This bill amendment is welcomed in my community, and this has been an ongoing concern living close to many retail shops, including the Casuarina Shopping Centre, which has now suffered due to the increase in alcohol crime-related incidences. The retail industry has declined as many shoppers no longer wish to shop there due to the nuisance behaviour stemming from the increasing consumption of alcohol. Mr Deputy Speaker, I have a number of schools within the prescribed areas in this bill, and to this do not accept that children and families should have to see on a daily basis the antisocial behaviour that stems from alcohol nuisance behaviour. Each morning, the janitors at these schools must comb the schoolyards for broken bottles, cans and rubbish which are left behind in and around the schoolyards before children arrive there in the mornings. I've had many conversations with parents who have concerns for the safety of their children, and over the last few years has now converted to the increased pressure in the school pickup zones as parents no longer want to risk their children to harm or even visibility to the antisocial behaviour around these public places. It used to be a safe place for children to walk and ride to school, and now this is a rare occurrence. My own child could walk to my office from his school many years ago, but there is no way I would let any child be subjected to the risk of any danger or visibility to antisocial behaviour in these public spaces. The member for Drysdale mentioned this morning that he has a number of parks that are no longer safe to be in. I have Streel Park across the road from the Holy Spirit Catholic Primary, and on a daily basis this park is used as a public drinking space by a small minority causing a nuisance. I witnessed groups of drinkers while door knocking, hiding alcohol in the residents' garden beds, and went on into the afternoon to cause a nuisance. I brought it to the attention of the owner of the property, and he said it was a daily issue. How is it okay that residents around public spaces have to put up with this nuisance behaviour from excessive consumption of alcohol? I have Grasslands Park in Leanya, and this is another park which is supposed to provide a wonderful green space in the community in amongst high-density living behind the Hibiscus shopping complex. This park can no longer be used as a green space because there is a group that continue to use this park to drink and cause a nuisance. We want our green spaces to be a community space in which they are intended to be used. I door-knocked a resident living directly behind the park, and she witnessed a group that clearly were already intoxicated that were moved to this park so that they could not be a nuisance from another public space. They continued to drink, make noise, and began harassing residents who in their right walk through to the shops to Hibiscus. They leave a mess on a frequent basis, and as it is the same group that does this regularly. How is this fair for the residents to live in amongst this nightmare? Mr Deputy Speaker, I also have a bus stop on Van Allen Drive outside the Hibiscus Shopping Centre, and the increased drinking at this bus stop is a daily ongoing issue. I had a business owner only a few weeks ago came into my office informing me that shoppers and staff of his shop are harassed on a daily basis. He then went on to inform me that one of his staff were injured from an alcohol-fuelled person where they threw a bottle at him as he declined a request from them. This injured person was just trying to get to work after parking his car in the space in front of that bus stop. The residents of Wanguru want to send their kids to school safely and not have to worry about antisocial behaviour that surrounds these schools. Workers want to go to work and not have to worry about antisocial behaviour that surrounds their workplace. Residents want to use their parks in the community safely. The government has a responsibility to keep the community safe from alcohol-fuelled harm, and this is what the voters in the August election voted for. In fact, the residents in the northern suburbs this time voted for the CLP policies, which the member for Karama pointed out earlier today. And one of those policies in our plan was to give police powers to fine, charge, arrest for public drinking in non-exempt areas. Mr Deputy Speaker, I support this bill as it aims to address harm caused by the consumption of alcohol in prohibited public spaces and to address the public safety issues for the benefit of the entire community. I commend this bill to the House as it ensures that problem drinkers get the help they need for their addiction or before it becomes an addiction. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Wanguri.